Let me cut straight to all the updates coming in on Patanjali case that's currently being heard by the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court yet again rebuking Baba Ramdev in the fake ad case with regards to Patanjali during the COVID months. Ramdev apologizes in the apex court for the misleading ads, and we know that twice over the Supreme Court dismissed his apology, saying that the act was willful and they've committed a mistake against the court's orders. Ramdev in court says, "Humse bhool hui hai." He says, "Won't repeat past mistakes." While Justice Amanullah says, Ramdev and his apology is certainly not earnest. Baba Ramdev there accused of fake COVID medicine ads all through the years of COVID. In fact, we know that the apology was tendered even earlier, a few weeks ago, and the Supreme Court at that point too dismissed it, saying that the act that was committed by Baba Ramdev entirely was willful. Kanu Shada joining us live from the Supreme Court. Kanu, give us more as the Supreme Court yet again slamming Baba Ramdev and his associates for coming up with ads that were highly misleading. They call it fake COVID medicines that were rolled out in the name of a cure for COVID. Here, Baba Ramdev yet again apologizing in front of the Supreme Court. What has the judge said today?
The Supreme Court today asked Baba Ramdev and Acharya Balakrishnan in person and questioned as to why they have criticized allopathy as such, and they have no right to do that. They have, interviewed both Baba Ramdev and Acharya Balakrishnan in an unprecedented manner today, and they directly posed questions to both of them as to why did despite given an undertaking to the Supreme Court that such advertisements will not be publicized in the newspapers, why such advertisements still exist. Baba Ramdev and Acharya Balakrishnan, through their lawyers, have told the Supreme Court today that they are, going ahead with the public apology, and they will publish it before the next date of hearing, which is April 23rd in this case. So the Supreme Court has given them liberty to do whatever they want in a public apology. What do all they include in that? Whether they are, eyeing a thing that the medicine coronal, which is in the controversy in this particular case, or with regard to the allopathy comments by Baba Ramdev and Acharya Balakrishnan, whether those will be a part of the public apology or not. But the top court today said that the apology, whatever is placed on record, is still not accepted. We will think over it, what to do next with both of you. But for now, on April 23rd, Baba Ramdev and Acharya Balakrishnan was asked to appear again in person. And on that day, we will also see what will the authorities of Uttarakhand licensing authorities have to file their responses, as well as to why, despite issuing warning to Patanjali Ayurved over such advertisements, no action has been taken against by the licensing authority. So very interesting chain of events will happen in next week also in this particular case. But for today, there was a huge grilling session by the top court to both Baba Ramdev and Acharya Balakrishnan, and they had to constantly repeat and say that हमसे भूल हुई, हमसे गलती हुई, हम कानून का पालन करेंगे आगे से.
But here, the Supreme Court pointing out time and again, in fact, while hearing the case here, that Baba Ramdev has been very willful when he's committed this act, because repeated warnings were ignored. Why don't you take us through, Kanu, on the kind of warnings that the Supreme Court had issued earlier as well with regards to such misleading ads connected to diseases that may not be curable?
Nabila, this case has been going on for quite some months in the Supreme Court now, and in November last year, the Supreme Court had categorically warned Baba Ramdev and Acharya Balakrishnan not to issue such kind of such kind of advertisements. But Baba Ramdev went against the same, and also, did a press conference, which is the bone of contention over here, as to why the press conference had happened just a day after the Supreme Court direction that Baba Ramdev will not publish any kind of advertisements in this regard. So a whole lot of the violations have taken place for all those months. The Supreme Court is really categorically, is upset over these facts, that as to why the top court's order was not followed as per the law, and why they are, willfully defying everything. So today also the court pulled them, both of them up, and this Acharya Balakrishnan wanted to clarify that Baba Ramdev doesn't hold any post in Patanjali Ayurved. But at this, Justice Amanullah Khan, who was one of the judges on the bench, said that your regret and your apology doesn't seem to be in the right context, and that is why they're saying that we will give you some more time to do to come back and report to us as to what action will you take after whatever you have done, because you have willfully defied our orders of publishing those advertisements.
Okay, so Baba Ramdev yet again saying humse bhool hui hai. They will not repeat this act yet again, while the Supreme Court there once more rebuking Baba Ramdev and associates, dismissing his unconditional apology, saying that this was an act that was committed willfully and deliberately, saying that the Baba Ramdev and company there of Patanjali has deliberately violated orders multiple times. So Ramdev again in court apologizing profusely. Thanks, Kanu, for joining us on that.